Hello everyone, it's your sister Roland, and all I need is a few minutes to talk about this repost that was posted on GossipGirl XOXO community tab. So it was posted at first by this person, Twitter handle Nervebender, and this is what it says: Christians are really trying to convince us that the God who murked Bathsheba's newborn, took out all the firstborn sons of Egypt, sent bears to murk little children, commanded Joshua to take out all the children in Jericho, now suddenly cares about unborn babies. So when the Bible talks about the root of bitterness defiling many, this is a very, very good example of this. The person that made this post, and also Gossip Girl channel that reposted it, because if you may not have agreed maybe 100%, or maybe do agree 100%, but the fact that you reposted something like that is, you feel this is kind of true to you, because somebody, like, if for me, if I saw this, I would read it and I was like, whatever, I wouldn't repost it. Maybe I'll post it to give my commentary. I would do that, but Gossip Girl XOXO channel just posted on the usually sometimes there's stuff that is said about certain stuff, but this one just put out there and then let the people in the comments say stuff. But for this post, people, when remember, the word of God is living, active, is able to read your thoughts, your mind is able to read is able to read you. So if you're going to read the Bible to refute it, to solidify why you don't serve God or why you're not a Christian, you will never get a revelation of what happened in the Bible, the stories behind. You will never get it, because you're reading the Bible to argue the Bible. You're reading the Bible to refute it. You're reading the Bible to solidify that, hey, this is why I don't mess with that God. This is why I do my own thing. So you will never be able to, in all the logos that you're reading, you will never be able to get a rhema. You will never be able to get to. And all of this shows that a lot of people are extremely mad at God, have bitterness against God, resentment against God, mad at God, even to say hate God. The different examples that were used here, the fact that you wrote it out and posted it on a social media platform and then other people reposting it, you may fall in one of those categories: bitter, resentful, or whatever, for whatever reason, because everything that goes bad is God's fault, even though he gives humans free will, but it still is God's fault. It doesn't matter. So let's take apart this post right here. I don't know who Christians are trying to convince. I don't know which Christian is trying to convince you, but all you need to do is you put your truth out there. You don't go back and, like, this Roe v. Wade has brought out the very ugly side of a lot of people, even people who say they go to church, people who don't go to church. I mean, this has really showed who people are. This is something, the things people are saying on this internet, going back and forth, people going back and forth in their DMs, and they showing the person's name that doesn't agree with them so that their followers could go after them. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so nobody need to convince you, or any people who are trying to convince you that God really cares. I mean, that person really is wasting their time, because whenever somebody puts something in their mind, you can't change their mind. You can't. Some people just have to learn God and experience God on their own, because everybody who's saying, oh, this, I don't serve God, I don't serve this, I don't go to church, I'm not Christian, stuff like that, because you don't have no problems. As soon as you have problems, as soon as you get in thing, and that's unfortunate, that's when we cry to God. That's when we go and seek God. But now, everything is going good. You don't need God and stuff like that. Your money is big and you don't need God. But then when you get in some type of something happened, that's when everybody remember God. It's crazy. So God murked Bathsheba's newborn, not the fact that the baby was created in sin, basically. And the mother was married to another man. And God told him, this baby's not gonna live. This baby's not gonna, because it wasn't even supposed to be born in the first place, because this lady was married to somebody else. And the firstborn of Egypt, before that, there were 9 plagues. There were 9 plagues warning, and all that was warning Pharaoh to let my people go. But Pharaoh's heart was hardened. He didn't want that, because it was the Israelites that was doing all the work in Egypt. The Egyptians not going to do it. So why would he let the Israelites go? He was making money off of that. The Egyptians was, relaxing and doing whatever they have to do, while the Israelites was doing all the hard work. The bears taking out the little children. And remember, we have to remember in the time those things happened, because all these things that happened was in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, Jesus had not come to die yet. So there was no grace. There was no grace. So you see because when people read the Bible, they don't read the laws in Leviticus and Numbers and Deuteronomy. There are laws in there. And as soon as you break the law, if you didn't rush to go offer offering, when you break the law, it's immediate death. There was no grace, because Jesus had not died yet. Now, we live in a time, Jesus died almost 2,000 years ago. You do something, you do all kind of stuff, you still here because you're under grace. But of course, grace eventually runs out. But now we don't go through that, because we are under grace. But before that, anytime you break the law, the kids who was teasing, saying stuff about Elisha, that was Elisha, you don't do that, because I was a man of God, and you're supposed to respect the man of God. And if you disrespect the man of God, immediate death. Just like if you go in, this is all in the Bible. If you go in the Bible, if you are a rebellious son or child, you don't listen to your parents, you disobey the voice of your parents. Your parents was supposed to take you to the elders, and they were supposed to stone you to death. That's how it was a long time, because it was no death. God did not have a father-child relationship with human beings. That's why if you actually read the Bible without wanting to refute it, you would see that he would call them servants. You my servant. What he took he didn't have that relationship. It's Jesus Christ, when he died on the cross and took all that punishment for us. He made that bridge, and we're able to have that father-daughter, father-son relationship with God, which we did not have. And because he died, we are under grace. So even though we sin, we will definitely experience spiritual death, separation from God, but physical death, not as quick, maybe not as quickly or whatever, but spiritual death, there is death, because you break the law, death comes. But we experience spiritual death until we make it right, and ask God to forgive you. So, and then you say, now he suddenly cares about unborn baby. What should God do to show that he cares about unborn babies? So because these things happen in the Old Testament, in the past, and different things that has been happening, that means God don't care about babies. So because people blame God for a lot of these school shootings and different things like that. So it's God that made the person go and do certain stuff not that free will. Because God gave you free will to choose good, and he gave you free will to choose evil. Just like my daughter just said, certain stuff why people blame a lot of things is we don't understand the power of free will, right? Until we understand the power of free will, we will always find something. Thank you. Find someone to blame. We will always find someone to blame. And that someone, the majority of the time, is going to be God. And God, who has the ability, who has the power, who has the compassion to help you to understand, to help to heal you, help to take you through certain things, help to deliver you. You blame him. You have resentment against him. You have bitterness against him. You have hatred in your heart for God. You will always stay in the same place. You may have money. You may have fame. You may have status, but you are a broken person. You are a lost person, and you will remain lost because the person that can help you, you have aught against him because of someone's free will, because of other people's free will. Though those things that happened in the Bible were tragic, but if you read the Bible, it was free will. They decided to do certain things. And like I always say, you can do whatever you want to do, but you cannot choose the consequences. You cannot. You can do whatever you want to do. Nobody can stop you. You live in a free country, right? You can say whatever you want to say, do whatever you want, dress however you want to dress, but there are consequences, and we don't get to choose the consequences. You can do whatever you can make decisions that you want, but the consequences you cannot. You cannot choose. And it's an unfortunate thing that many people who have aught against God, who have bitterness, resentment, have a platform, and you're defiling many, many people. And even before you read the Bible to solidify, you need to figure out, where did this resentment, where did this bitterness start? Where did it come from? To even begin to try to change your life. Because everybody's gonna come to a road where you're gonna need God. Everybody. And hopefully you don't wait until it's too late. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.